Namaste. Today I am here with an interesting subject on retirement planning. Retirement planning for different age group. You may be 20, you may be 30, you may be 40 or you may be 50. So I have identified 4 tips for each of those 4 age group. You know what, when we start our career, be it business or be it job, we all aspire to retire early. When I started my career, probably I had an aspiration that I would want to retire at 40, 45. Then what happens? Why we fail to retire at our defined age? And the only answer is probably we have not accumulated enough savings and investment for our retirement life. There is an interesting phase for retirement that we probably spend equal number of years that we spent in working life. So let's assume if you work for 30 years for business or a service, we probably spend same amount of time for retirement. So what happens? What is the difference between working life and non-working retired life? The difference between working life and retired life is that when you are working with money, you had an active income. When you are not working, when you stop working, probably you are solely dependent on the passive income, the retirement savings, retirement corpus, retirement investments. So let me have the 4 key points for each age group. Let's assume that you are just 20. So my 4 advice is for a 20 years age group. A, that you should invest in yourself. It is a time to learn and unlearn, because now at 20 you are entering to a different world of university. B, start saving even a penny. It is not the amount of savings that matters, but it is the time of investment that matters. 3, invest very aggressively, because it is this age where you can afford to take risk. And even as a thumb rule of investment, that you should invest 100 minus your age should be your equity investment. So take some aggressive decision when you are 20. And 4th point, that you should build an emergency fund. Why emergency fund? Because in every phase of life, you would at different stage of life, you would need some unexpected fund. And unless you have the habit of building emergency fund very early, trust me, you will continue to struggle throughout without the money. So build an emergency fund when you are just 20. Build that aggressive investment approach. Start saving early and invest in yourself. These are the 4 things that I would suggest for the age group of 20. If you are age group 30, there are 4 tips for it. Tip number 1. A rule of 30-30-30. What is 30-30-30? That 30% of your income should go for your investment. 30% of your income should go for your loan repayment. And only 30% of your income should go for your expenses. So if you build this habit of 30-30-30, you will be very happy when you retire. Tip number 2, because you are 30, because you are married, because you have a child, because you have borrowed for a loan, and because your family depends, you have to have a very large sum or high sum assured life insurance policy. Tip number 3, start saving for your child education, because the speed of child's growth has to be matched with your investment horizon. So start investing for your child's education. And at this 30 years of age, your asset allocation should be very aggressive. Thus, because just in case if you make some mistake, if you lose some money, which we do not want, but still we lose, there is enough time to recover, because this is the time where you can build an aggressive portfolio. Tips for age group 40. Because you are 40, you have now realized that there are some expected goals, there are some unexpected goals, there are some needs, there are some wants. There is a scientific approach called financial planning. You need to sit down and visualize your life journey here onwards, and invest some time for your financial planning and invest only through goal linked. Tip number 2, you have to maximize all your retirement surplus. For a simple reason, why you need to maximize your retirement? Because this is the age type, this is the age group. From here onward, you will have only limited time to build a large sum of corpus that you would need for 25-30 long years for retirement. So build your retirement fund. Third, avoid taking excessive debt. Because once you are in that financial trap of excessive borrowing, it can adversely affect your wealth. And finally, it is this age group that needs to maintain a very proper asset allocation between asset, liability and your all the expenses. Tips for age group 50. First and foremost, ensure that you have built enough fund for your medical emergencies, because after 50 you would surely need this for your health care. So build a definite goal for your medical bill. 2, that it is time for you to minutely observe your risk appetite and readjust your asset allocation and shift to a moderate risk category so that you do not play with excessive risk in a retirement time. Third, avoid big purchases, because at the age of 50, if you dare venture a big purchases and for some reason if you cannot repay those repayment debts, probably it could be a trouble for you. And point number 4, just do not dare play with your retirement funds, because soon you will be in need of that retirement surplus. So these are the 4 tips for the age group 50. I wish you all a happy investing, happy retiring.